Hello, everybody. This is Diane. I come in to give tips for seniors. And what happened? My 25-year marriage just suddenly ended. Boom. My husband of 25 years just came to me one day. I never saw any signs, felt anything strange coming from him. He kept it well hidden till he was ready to slam me with the news, hit me with the bad news. And the last Sunday we attended church together. Yup, we're Christians, right? And we go to church Sunday morning, got up like everything was normal, got showered, dressed, made him some breakfast. And I usually eat maybe something like one fried egg or something really light, but he would eat like a real breakfast. So I fixed his food and everything, and we went to our vehicle and got in it and drove to church. He always drive. We always had one vehicle to share. And so we go and everything appeared to be normal. We wasn't fussing, arguing, or anything. And sometime, through the 25-year marriage, we got into arguments, and then we would settle back down and would apologize to each other and go on. But this Sunday, coming home from church, he waited till we were coming home from church, and he said to me, here I am, 66 years old by then, 6 weeks from turning 67. He says, I'm going to divorce you because you won't be submissive. And come to find out, he had been listening to some strange woman pastor on YouTube, some random strange woman pastor he had never heard of, didn't know from any place, that was teaching on how a wife needs to be and should be submissive. And this is how you will know your wife is not submissive. And if she isn't, you probably should give some serious thought to ending the marriage with her. And here we had been 25 years married. And here I am 6 weeks from turning 67 years old. And I'm 67 now. And February 1st, I will be 68. And so next thing I know, y'all, I was just totally unexpectedly tossed back out as a single woman, unexpectedly. And I'm telling you guys, it hurt me to the core. I couldn't believe he was actually going through with this. And I said, please don't do this. I'm 66 years old. I will have to start my life all over at 66, 6 weeks from turning 67. So I came and I met this lady, made friends with her at the church. I called her and I said, I don't know where I'm going to go and live now. And it just all happened just suddenly, unexpectedly. And the lady had a home. She said, okay, come stay with me. So my plan was to come and stay with her till I got myself together and go and apply for a senior apartment, because I am receiving Social Security since I turned 62, right? So I do have that income, thank God, my Social Security. And they do have apartments for seniors where you can get very nice, very beautiful apartment buildings and look like a normal apartment, high-end apartment building where people pay high rents, right? But according to your income of Social Security, they charge you very low rents. So I kept staying with the lady, and a month and another month would roll on and roll on. And finally, she's 80 years old, and her health began to decline really rapidly to the point where if I was to go ahead and move, she could not live at the house by herself any longer, her home. And she would need somebody to stay in the home with her. She was at that point, or go to a nursing home. And she kept saying she didn't want to go to a nursing home. So finally, one day I said, well, I'll stay with you, but I definitely need a place to live. I cannot stay here, though, if other people are going to be in charge of your home, and your home will go to them if you up and pass away suddenly, and I need to suddenly move. I said, I will not let myself be in a situation. So I just spoke right up to her, right? And she said, finally one day, okay, because you are here cleaning and taking care of me, she was at the point where she needed me to bathe her and clean her when she would go to the bathroom and everything, right? And I was willing to do it if she'd be willing to assign the house to me, right? And she'd never been married, never had any children, just alone. And so finally one day she said, okay, I'll let the house go to you after I pass away. So the legal paperwork has been drawn up now, thank God. Because I know you can't go on somebody just telling you that, just saying, lovingly, kindly, I'll leave you my place. No, you got to have that stuff on legal document that they said this, and they signed the document. So I have the legal documents now, thank God. And she had a little car, Kia Soul, that's way, way older car, but it still drives, thank God. So that gave me transportation, because she got to the point where her license got taken from her and she could no longer drive last year. So I became her driver, her housekeeper, her caregiver, the one to go to the grocery store and do the shopping. And now she's been hospitalized for 3 weeks, the past 3 weeks, and now they're fixing to assign her to a nursing home for rehabilitation, because a month ago she got so she couldn't stand or walk anymore. So they're assigning her to a nursing home right now, and taking her from the hospital to the nursing home for rehabilitation. And it's going to be an indefinite time of stay there. And so we pray that she will get well in her legs to stand and walk so she can come back home, because she never wanted to be in a nursing home. So this is what the hospital are doing. And so thank God I have a place again. But I tell you, 66 years old, y'all, I never thought, 25 years of marriage, I never thought this would happen to me. At 66, 6 weeks from turning 67, I'm like, whoa. And then, thank God, I have my Social Security, and now the divorce is almost to be final, very close to being final, so I can get alimony. And he would never file for divorce, right, y'all? I had to step up and file and pay for as best I can out of my Social Security, because he refused to file because he doesn't want to have to pay me alimony. How? And he's the one that called for this, right, to end the marriage. And so I'm involved with a divorce now, y'all, at 67 years old, after a 25-year marriage. So I come in one day, I was looking at something on YouTube that say you can make YouTube videos. Tips for Seniors is a very good one to make that would go over very, very well. And I'm a senior at 66 and 67, turning 68 February 1st. And I said, okay, I'll jump on. I already had a YouTube channel that had been set up by my ex, and I went in and I could get it figured out how to operate it, right, to make videos. And I don't know how to do very much, y'all, but when something gets shown to me and I keep repeating it enough times, that's how I learn how to do it. So don't come to me and think I'm some kind of a tech person. No, not at all, not at all. I just happen to learn certain things, but I keep repeating them over and over and over enough time till it catch in my brain, and okay, this is how this works, and start to remember how it works. And I come in like every day to do one, so I finally remember how it works. So this is my story. I came out of a 25-year marriage and 66, 6 weeks from turning 67, and now I'm 67, and February 1st, I'll be 68, and I'm going through a divorce after 25 years, and I'm almost to get it finalized, thank God, where I can start to get alimony, even if it runs for a year, for 12 months. That will be a blessing. That money, when that money starts to finally come, it's going to be a blessing alongside my whatchamacall, I get my Social Security. But if this woman suddenly passes away because her health is in decline, and now she's been bedfast the last 3 weeks, except for the hospital therapist coming by 5, 10, or 15 minutes to set her on the side of the bed, help her set up on the side of the bed, and see if she can stand, put the walker in front of her, but it's like she's still not able to stand, and like she's in a very weakened state, in her upper body has gotten very weak, and because since she's been hospitalized for 3 weeks, she's just there in that hospital bed, not moving, except for when the therapists come through every morning for 15 or 10 or 15 minutes, 20 at the most, to see if she can, they help her to the side of the bed and put the walker there in front of her. And so far, she hasn't been able to lift herself up off the bed any longer. And this has been going on just for the past month. And a month ago, she could still lift off her bed at home here and hobble on her walker from her bedroom to the living room, to her recliner. And so, since she's not been driving, since her license got revoked last year, she's been in decline with her health since September last year, really bad and fast. So if she ups and passes away, and when the house passes to me, I will just rent her bedroom out, even my bedroom, and sleep in the living room if I have to. Because right now, she have one lady that rents from her, and the lady says she needs to stay on because she doesn't really have nowhere else to go. So I've talked to her and told her what's up, once Miss Linda passes, that she can stay on and just pay me the rent. But now Miss Linda come and say, you just start taking the rent. And so I said, okay, thank you, because I clean, I cook, I tend to her, but since she's been in the hospital, of course, the hospital been tending to her, but I've been driving the car almost every day to go up to the hospital, right? And when the hospital transfer her to this nursing home, I'll be driving her car going over to the nursing home. And thank God the hospital isn't very far. So you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, at Diane Dixon, all lowercase, all one word, DianeDixon 6900. And tips for seniors: get out, get you some vitamin D, some sunshine, get out and walk. I walk 1 mile every day, even if I wait till later in the morning or around noon, lunchtime, to walk when it warms up. Because even here in Florida, where I live, we're in a very cold time of the year. Some days warm up nicely, and some days it dropped down very cold. Like last night, it dropped down like 39 degrees. And so this morning, it's been cold out. And so I'm waiting probably till around noon or even 1 in the afternoon to take my 1 mile walk. Go on your treadmill if you got one at home. Go on a stationary bike if you have one. Join a gym. Go to a gym and work out. A man who's 77 years old live across the street from me. He goes to a gym. He got a flat stomach. He don't eat no sugar, and his stomach is completely flat. He's got a very small waistline, and he's 77, and he looks like he's 60 years old maybe, and he looks really, really young for his age. I've dropped from 193 since the separation of my marriage a year ago to 165, y'all. I cut out breads, sweets, and pasta, and I walk 1 mile every day. That's how I did it. And hydrate, 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 and get up and move your body, even if it's for 20 minutes, a half hour. Move. You don't have to do 1 mile walk like I do. That's my choice. No one is forcing or making me do a 1 mile walk. That's my choice, okay? And hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Walk, move your body. That's the number one thing for seniors is move. And number two is hydrate. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, at Diane Dixon 6900. Diane Dixon, all one word, all lowercase, DIANE, DIXON. Thanks, everybody, for subscribing. And I'm so happy more than willing to share my story with you all. And this is my story. And I come in this YouTube channel to give tips to help seniors. And these tips will help anybody, anyone, okay, to be healthy, more healthy, to drop weight if you need to drop weight or want to drop weight. Cut out the breads, pasta, and sugars, re-sweets. Eat protein, protein, protein is what I eat. Lots of vegetables and fruit, fresh fruit. And that's what I eat. You can eat an extra piece of cold baked chicken, heat it up if you want to, and let that be your snack or a piece of cheese. But I know we watch it with the cheese because we don't want to become constipated, right? And this is my YouTube video for you today. And I'll be back tomorrow, Lord willing, with a new video for you. Okay, thanks everyone for subscribing at Diane Dixon 6900, all lowercase, all one word, Diane Dixon, DIANE, DIXON. Thanks everybody for subscribing. Goodbye. Happy Tuesday.